8 degrees. Brr. Yeah. I think they claim we got 6 inches of snow. Depending on who you listen to. Anywhere from 6 to 9 is what I've seen for reports, so. Yeah, I would say probably about 6, I would assume actually, but when I was scooping, I was really starting to realize how much snow there really was. I got piles there. I got piles next to the barn where I normally put them. I got piles along the grove. I got piles behind the sheds. So there's some of our snow piles right back here. Got snow piles. Well, and that snow pile back there wraps all the way around. We got these big snow piles here, which I have to do this. Seems like a stupid place to put snow, right? Well, that's where our septic system is. It goes underground next to the barn and then around the corner over there. But it's only a foot and a half underground at max, so it freezes up if I don't insulate it. We got more snow piles there. And then we got snow piles all along back here. I'm hoping those back there kind of stop the drifting snow, so it keeps as much from coming in our yard. So this pile doesn't have to get any bigger than it already is. And while I was scooping yesterday, Damien did the overhead for me. There was one cylinder that was way off, which I was questioning because my Jakes sounded real funny, and the engine just kind of had a weird tone to it that was just, you know, different. So there's definitely one cylinder. I think it was cylinder 2. Cylinder 2. No, it's on the back side. Cylinder 5. Cylinder 5 was way off. So truck idle's way smoother now. On today's agenda, we're just moving corn for the co-op. I think we can do corn or beans. I got beans going to Cargill, and then corn going to Poet, the ethanol plant in Arthur. So I'm not sure which one we'll do. Damien's already out of here. Apparently he was ambitious this morning because his truck was gone when I got into bed. As long as he needed fuel and whatever. But yeah. So not sure which one we'll do. I'll check out Cargill's website and check out the line there. Get a hold of the boys, see what they're doing. So I don't know what the wind chill is, but it's making diamonds. I do have one light that apparently does not like the cold, because it is not as bright as the others. Almost forgot something. I don't want to get out of the truck any more than we have to. No, sir. One load to Arthur, and he said the roads were absolute 100% snowpack and crap. So I don't know if the road conditions had something to do with it, if that's why they didn't tell everyone to go to Sloan, or what the case is. But all the co-ops are moving snow have room for all the trucks to get in. They've got that big pile all covered up now. And they got a bare pile right over here. I was told that this one was beans, but I never seen it, so I don't know. When I got here the very first time when we were doing harvest, this one was already covered up. I was told this one was beans. I still got the fall crew here. It's kind of nice when it's really cold. Sucks for them though. I'm really surprised they had the fall crew here. It's pretty slow. I don't know if there's like a contract they have with these guys or how that works, or a guarantee that they got work for so long. I'm not really sure how they do that with them seasonal guys, but. So it's only been about 5 minutes since I said, you know, the schedule keeps changing. Well, our bulk for Wednesday just canceled because of the temps, and partially because of the temps, we'd have kind of a late start, and also because of the snow. So it sounds like he's pushing off till next week. Well, they're loading with the payloader, and if they want to load like this, we're going to go somewhere else. Damien, I just talked to him, and he just said he sat here for 15 minutes trying to shovel the corn down because it won't slide down because it's half snow and ice. I'm going to go talk to the guy. And I'm trying to be a jackass, but that's bullshit. Alright, we went and talked to Hoppy. Jason dumped a bunch of his to get his piles down, and then they're going to reload them on the inside, or top them back off on the inside. I just told Hoppy that we're going to have to go load somewhere else if that's how this is going to be, because they can't ask us to spend that long trying to close the tarps because they're trying to load ice in the trailers. And he was only 81,000, so Jason go up to 90 with the tandem, and yeah, he was only 81,000, so he was pretty light. All right, this is where we got to go off-road. taking this one. I'm not sure if all the snow's clogging the grates up or what, but Damien is right behind that blue and white Peterbilt. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a massive mound of corn in the grate. Let's see if I can zoom in and show you. But I have an assumption that we're all full of crap corn full of snow. And I'm guessing it's clogging up their system. Just a guess. Damien just unloaded, so I asked him, and both lines are finally moving, real slowly though, but I asked him, I said, is it the snow and ice clogging it all up? And he said, yes, So the corn's too wet, it's clogging up the conveyor, ice chunks are clogging up the grates, they got to constantly keep breaking up the ice chunks, and so they can only open our hopper about 2 inches, otherwise it'll clog everything up as well, and then the chunks of ice won't fit out the hopper, so then it clogs up your hopper. So we're not doing another load. We're gonna go home, clean out trailers, and then we'll go get ready for the seed. But oh yeah, not smart. I should have never loaded, so not smart on my part either. The good news is they got cheap fuel just north of here, so we're gonna go get fuel for $2.94 a gallon, where it's like $3.48 at home. Well, Jason's finally in. It's been about 2 hours and 20 minutes, so we're kind of getting to that point of we got to get to getting, otherwise I'm not going to make it in time to get loaded with the beans. So need to be there no later than 3 o'clock, but I prefer about 2:30. So it's an hour drive from here, and it's 1:05, and Jason literally just pulled in. It's been taking a half an hour per truck, so at least Jason can get there and start getting loaded. But I've also got to grab fuel. Yeah, I should have never loaded that corn. I should have went over to Correctionville and got the beans to go in the Cargill. That was the other option. And after Damien told me how much snow was in that corn, and after I seen it, I should have never done it. Should we go check out the damages? That's a lot of corn. This is ridiculous. Oh, I screwed up. I should have never taken this. I'm guessing Damien and Jason's trailers look just like this. This is how much corn we have knocked out of the trailers, and it's all wet. We got Jason's in here. We chiseled his out. We decided we were just going to park ours in here overnight and just let it thaw out and fall out. So this is how much has fallen out so far. We'll climb up and see what the inside looks like. But we got to reload now at 9 in the morning because we cannot load if the air temperature is below 10 degrees. We've talked about that before. And it's not supposed to hit 10 degrees until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a brutally cold week. So yeah. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Most of it has slid out. Mayans don't look so bad. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that corn to be that wet. Like I said, there was snow on it, but I wasn't expecting water to come out my hopper. When I got out and he was unloading or just starting to open the trap, there was a big old gush of water that came out, so I knew we were in trouble. I suppose the corn's wet or warm. The snow melts, probably even some rain. Like I said, I wasn't expecting that wet. Not at all. So we're gonna be running the co-op after the seed load tomorrow. We're gonna be doing, hello. Put the cats in the shop because it's so cold out. We're trying to be nice. I think we're gonna run beans. Beans are all in the bins. So we're gonna run beans. We're not gonna do this wet corn stuff no more. So, well, we'll see you guys in the morning when we start cleaning out. There's a nice crispy -2 this morning. Everything was thawing out good, so we're gonna try and scrape everything all out. Gives us about an hour and we'll get loaded as long as the temps climb. I'm burning down the grove over there and smoking us out. I thought it was our wood burner in the shop, but it's that time of year. I just fell on my butt too. Yeah, I was coming out of the house earlier. I was like, wow, that's a lot of smoke. So you got a wood burner in the shop, and I had just thrown some more wood on it, and I was thinking, holy crap, that's smoking bad. And then I came over here and realized we're downwind from the grove they're tearing out, which kind of sucks because there's a lot of deer that came in and out of that grove all the time. We used to deer hunt right in the back of our grove when we had more free time, and they always came from over there and walked across the field, but they'd cut across the back of our grove and then head down toward the creek. So doesn't look like that's going to happen anymore. But we're going to leave the trap doors open. We're going to leave the tarp open 6 miles into town, and any little bit that I missed in a corner or something like that of corn, which I think I seen a couple up on the rail after I'd moved or pulled out of the shop. There's a couple up on top of that rail already, so just by the time I bounced it down the road 6 miles into Marcus, any little bit of residual will fall right out the bottom. Damien's all inspected and the belt's running, so it looks like he's getting loaded. Just gonna get my paperwork and get my trailer inspected. Alright, getting loaded. We'll be out of here. We gotta go get some fuel. So we're gonna run up some cases here in town and get some fuel. Before we head out, put some anti-gel in it. So it's supposed to be cold again tonight, so I don't want to gel it up when we get back. one first so he's got traction. Probably the smart way to go about it. Alright, Damien's done. He went and parked right over there. I was wrong. He did unload the back hopper first, so he did it right. So that keeps the weight on the drive tire since there's snow on the ground. Gives a little bit of traction to move around. Alright, we're done. We'll get Jason going. Once he's going, we'll get out of here. We got Jason flowing now. Probably gonna head out. There's a little bit of snow coming. Not much. It's 33 degrees here too, so Jason will be ahead of it. We'll all be ahead of it. Nothing major. I think they're only talking like a trace, so we should be good. And it's plenty cold once we get back to the Mitchell, so the roads don't have any warmth to hopefully not turn into ice. All right, Jason's almost done. We're gonna hit the road and go back to the frozen tundra of Iowa. We made it home. All right, time to go in and have fun with paperwork. We'll see you guys in the morning. Today we get to play in the sloppy roads of Sioux City. Going to Correctionville, loading beans and taking beans to Cargill. I'm not gonna risk the corn this time, so this will be our only day, or this is technically our last day in the truck pulling the hopper. We have 3 campers we got to get out of Indiana yet, and looking at the weather, we don't have that much of a window, so we're gonna head out with 2 trucks tomorrow, me and Courtney, and then we'll go out over the weekend and tag team one. So we'll have all 3 of them campers done. We're supposed to have those back before Thanksgiving week. Last weekend we were supposed to do those, but we had that big winter storm, so that never happened last week. So now we got to get them this week. We only got 2 short rows, so Cargill's not so bad this time. Should move pretty quick. I'm not sure if we're gonna keep loading out of Correctionville. The boys just called and said the lady said she had no idea there was any more trucks showing up when I had literally just talked to her. So I don't know. Kind of weird. So I'll see what the boys say here in a little bit. They're gonna go double check with her and the lady there in the office of Correctionville, and maybe we'll switch over to Pearson, I guess. I don't know. Green light. Load number 2. Over the fact how white everything is, and it's literally after Thanksgiving. We haven't had a white Christmas in I don't know how many years, let alone a white Thanksgiving. By the temperatures, I'm pretty sure this is all going to be here by Christmas. There isn't a single temp in the extended forecast above freezing. 31 on Saturday, and that's the closest. Line's getting pretty long here in Cargill. Might just call it a day a little early with the temps being so cold. We need to get all that corn cleaned out of the shop. We need to get all the trucks parked inside, get all the diesels inside anyway, and then get Dewey all prepped, throw the bed in the back and whatever, and possibly get one of those diesel heaters hooked up. So that way we can stay warm the next few nights sleeping in the truck, and if it gets too cold, we'll just get a hotel room. Kind of wish I would have kept the step deck once in a while, but it doesn't justify it, using it 5 times a year. So. Quite the pile. I just noticed this. I've been by this several times and just happened to notice this a little while ago. That is a cement truck tipped over onto a car. I don't know if that's a training facility or something, but that's different. A caboose. Doesn't it look so nice? Problem is it's -9 straight temp. Wind chill is -21. Yesterday was not very productive, so lines got really long. Nothing was working at Cargill, so we called it a day. Came home and got our corn cleaned up. Remember, the whole shop was covered in corn, so got the heater going. It's nice 60 degrees in the shop, but today we are not driving Kenny. We're taking Dewey out to Indiana. We've got 3 campers to get this week. So today I'm taking Dewey. Courtney is taking Betty. That's her truck. We're gonna run out to Indiana, grab 2 campers, and then we are, so we'll go out tonight, come back tomorrow, and then that'll be still, today's Thursday, Friday. And then Saturday we're gonna head out and we're gonna tag team it. So I'll drive out and then she'll drive back. So yeah, gain some hours that way and make it quicker. So, but we're also bringing, I got a little diesel heater. It's one of those suitcase style ones. So I just set it on top of the fuel tank. We point in the back window. So then we'll sleep in here. So if you haven't seen like our old videos, like when we got started and all this trucking, I guess you want to call it, with RV transport, I had that, I had Tank, the Chevy dually, and that one I had all set up. So I had a little tiny generator that sat in the back of that, and heater, air conditioner, all that kind of stuff in the truck, and the back seats were taken out. But you can go back and look at those old videos if you want to, but this is kind of how it all got started. All right, bye-bye frozen tundra. Warm up before we get back. Not gonna happen, but there's Courtney. When we used to have our own fifth wheel and our own travel trailer, like our own campers, she spaz all the time about the littlest things. There's no way she could pull a trailer. Look at her go now. If you get out of your comfort zone, you can do whatever. Maybe not whatever, but a lot more than you think. So TA and Holstein has always got really high fuel prices, so we never fill up here ever since TA bought it out. I don't remember what it used to be called, Travel Plaza or something. Like, I think it was a BP dynos or something. TA bought it out a couple years ago, and the fuel prices, went up as normal big ass truck stops do. So we haven't filled up here in a long time, but they have 84 cents off a gallon right now, making it $2.96 a gallon. So that's right there with all the rest of the small mom and pop shops. So we're gonna top off here in the blustery cold, but it's up to -6 now. Parts in the median here and a lot of ripped up guardrail. Gonna Interstate 80 was quite the junkyard during the snowstorm. Not sure what's going on now, but we're literally in the middle of nowhere and traffic's coming to a stop.
Yep, I'm stuck.
You're not even moving. I don't think you're in drive.
I am in drive.
Well, you are now, but you weren't because your tires weren't even spinning.
You're right, I wasn't. I thought I was. I don't remember putting it in park. Okay. That's probably yours right here on the end. Oh, that's a sport track. Oh, this is slow.
Well, we can't get the keys out of either unit because the doors are pro shut. The latch on mine was froze. But it's super cold out, so we were just trying to get the latch didn't want to latch because it was all iced up. The jack was froze to the ground. And yeah, we can't get in the camper to get the keys out of it. We'll have to stay and chat, but it's cold. We're out of here. We didn't beat the storm. Nope. By about an hour and 15 minutes. Could have been worse, but could have been better. We're gonna drop this off in the yard and call it good. We're gonna stay home. We can drop this off tomorrow or Monday. Doesn't really matter. Just needed to get out of Indiana, so it's out of Indiana. Now it's in this lovely tundra weather, so we're gonna get the truck unhooked, put the trucks in the shop, and make some hot wings and stay home.